If that's your winning face, I'd hate to see you lose.
We underestimated the Constant.
Yeah, he's a glorified desk clerk.
He's not just after the money. He wants it all.
We caught him once, we can do it again. And, well, we're not the ones who let him escape.
You still don't trust her.
I don't like executive decision makers. Look, you don't have to follow her, you know? Soon, this will be over. Maybe it's time to think about the future. You have to face the possibility that there's no going back. If the ICA knows what you did,
She'll make it right. She always does.
we have a fix on Carlisle. Come on. We've got a plane to catch. I hope you like the rain, 47.
Miss Burnwood,
How did you...
I have everyone's number. You really ought to know by now.
You planned this? All of it?
Don't be silly. I just played the hand I was dealt.
We'll find you.
You had me. Where'd that get you?
We handed you an empire.
It's for the best. The partners were complacent, set in their ways. But power is more than just security. Providence can be an agent of change. Surely you understand. Or you will. Soon enough.
She came home.
Carlisle's lost an empire. You fall hard enough, you tend to be reminded of what truly matters. So, the end of the line. You ready for this?
Are you? Who will you be, without a score to settle?
I guess the world's most wanted fugitive will have to do.
Alexa Carlisle is dead. According to the funeral invitation, that is. So naturally, it caused quite a stir when the late matriarch turned up at the breakfast table, alive and kicking. Carlisle, wisely sensing that her number is up, has emerged from exile to tie up loose ends and secure the Carlisle legacy. She may be a monster, but you have to admire her due diligence. Carlisle descends from an ancient line of warrior aristocrats. Her great-grandfather made a killing in the Second Opium War and established an empire in shipping, railroads, and newspaper publishing. While largely unknown to the public, the family still asserts its quiet dominance over global transport and logistics, media, and technology. Most senior of the partners, Alexa Carlisle, is cold as ice, tough as nails, and sharp as a razor. Incidentally, it was her late father who first brought the three families together after the end of World War II at this very house, meaning that this gentleman is the birthplace of Providence.
It began here, and it ends here. Talk about poetic.
One more thing. According to our intel, Carlisle keeps a case file on the Constant. Information that may be helpful in his recapture, so don't leave the estate without it.
Right. Happy hunting, 47. See you on the other side.
Thornbridge Manor, the Carlyle family's home for countless generations. The Revenant Alexa Carlyle and her 3 adult children, younger brother Zachary, grandson and daughter-in-law, are all gathered to conduct Carlyle's sham funeral. Curiously, Carlyle summoned a famous London PI soon after arriving this morning, but his purpose at Thornbridge is yet unclear. Now, the target knows that you're coming, and her guard detail is top-notch. So Mr. Gray will secure their nearby field HQ and intercept all calls going in and out of the estate. Any appeal for backup is going to fall on very deaf ears. Good luck, gentlemen.
Phineas Whitmer, private investigator. I have an appointment with Madame Carlyle. Please wait.
Mr. Whitmer is here to see Madame Carlyle. You can go right in.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madame Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47. A famous private investigator summoned by Alexa Carlyle has arrived at Thornbridge Manor. If you take his place, it may be an opportunity to get close to Madame Carlyle.
What? I'm sure I saw something. I'm just tired. Mr. Whitmer, thank God you're here. Can I take you to Madame Carlyle? If you follow me. I know I oughtn't say anything, but I'm so relieved you're here. Everything's just so strange. Preparing for Madame's funeral, and then she turns up alive. But then the awful business with her brother Zachary, and all
by the way,
security.
I told Kate about this text.
What did she say?
Well, I thought she'd be mad at me, but
like
she just thanked me. Said she understood the position I was in. We had a really good talk about it, actually.
Oh, what did I tell you? She's a sensible woman. And that stuff from your ex was like manipulation 101.
I know. I guess I thought she was gonna read into them and freak out. Say I must have done something to provoke her.
Shit, man. Caroline really did a number on you.
That's a bit excessive. Okay.
Hello? Anyone there? Why is that happening?
Give them all you got. I thought she'd be mad at me, but she just thanked me. Said she understood the position I was in. We had a really good talk about it, actually.
Oh, what did I tell you? She's a sensible woman. And that stuff from your ex was like manipulation 101.
I know. I guess I thought... Okay.
This is what I mean.
Command, I just heard something. I don't know. I'm gonna go check it out.
That's a bit excessive. spotted no less than 2 routes to get inside the house unsafe.
Oh, yeah, that's just typical.
Call sign Niner. Some deranged psycho's trying to choke people. I'm sorry, I didn't see what he was wearing.
Listen up, we got a situation here.
I am a check! I thought she'd be mad at me, but she just thanked me. Said she understood the position I was in. We had a really good talk about it, actually.
Oh, what did I tell you? She's a sensible woman. And that stuff from your ex was like manipulation 101.
I know. I guess I thought she was gonna read into them and freak out and say I must have done something to provoke her.
Shit, man. Caroline really did a number on you.
Excuse me?
Find out what that was.
Oh yeah, I get it. That's a big system.
Nice.
Mr. Whitmer, thank you for coming on such short notice. A great tragedy has fallen upon us, and I need a quick resolution, handled with absolute discretion.
I have yet to see a mystery I haven't solved. And I don't give a toss about my fame, if that's what you're worried about. My lips are sealed.
Very well. I suppose you will want to start at the crime scene.
You assume too much, Madam Carlyle. The crime scene, if such exists, is never where I begin.
Do as you wish. However, I expect a result in a timely fashion. Fernsby will take over from here.
I'm Mr. Fernsby, the butler. I will try to assist you as best I can. Where would you like to start your investigation, sir?
Where's the family? I like to prime the suspects a bit.
Madam Carlyle's family members are all on this floor. Maybe start in the sitting room. If you'll follow me, this way. Priming, you say? That sounds interesting.
It's like planting seeds that will grow into telling actions or words.
I see. Do you wish to plant any such seeds?
And fruit. All qualities of mind would benefit. Wouldn't you say?
I wouldn't know, I'm afraid. If that is all, sir, please do come and find me. Crimes.
Just one question. Is that bun leather?
I don't
Hey,
know
pick that up! See, what, are you 6 years old?
Hmm? You, go. Sure. Ah, cool.
Gregory, don't say more to that weird detective.
I was just having a laugh, yeah. Must admit.
I don't see him snooping around your sister. Alexa said something.
If I didn't walk, I'd be worried about your mental health. Sorry, I'm having too much fun with this.
Gregory, something's off. Prove it not worse, his motion was rejected. We all signed the bloody thing 4 days ago.
A lot of high-profile celebrities. Maybe we should get back to...
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, stop pacing, for God's sake, Emma.
Look, why don't we get any kind of explanation? It's that room. That's what it is. Charge anymore.
Hey, what are you doing? Put that thing away. You're gonna scare people.
Gregory Carlyle?
Quite the detective. Well done. Tell me what else that mastermind of yours has figured out.
I would rather know if your shocking behavior serves other, more sinister purposes than self-amusement.
Intriguing. Go on.
Blusterous personas like yours often reveal a deep and festering boredom, sometimes resulting in risky behavior, private challenges, murder, perhaps.
I like you, cheek.
Oh, just a little one. What an odd resemblance to Madame Carlyle's daughter-in-law.
Can't you just relax for a minute?
And that solicitor upstairs, why do you think he's here?
I think solicitors are Mother's favorite kind of people. Can't remember ever having a family.
What a marriage. Splendid dynamics between the two. Loaded with conflict, unsaid fears and desires. I could just stare all day. That would mean... Nah, too early to conclude.
Ethel looked everywhere.
Stop. No power, no work.
Carlisle was furious. She... expects the family photos to be done any moment now.
I need this shoot to happen, okay? And
You strike me as independent and self-sufficient. Taking a break.
Take a fuse from another fuse box?
I guess we could do that.
Tell me the first.
Hey, back off a bit, would you?
Let me think. First thing.
I guess we could do that.
Good.
Okay.
I'm
sure I left 20 quid in my locker, but when I came in this morning, it was only a $5.
No, not perceptive at all. Why are you all up in my face, mister? Please, behave.
What did that person do to deserve a smack to the head like that?
If you're dressed like a Detective 47, you might as well act the detective. I suggest you go talk to the butler.
Maybe I should ask her out. Get to know her in a personal way.
Sorry, I didn't mean to imply that you're not fine. You're definitely fine. I mean, I don't trust you. It's not my idea.
Christ's sake. Calling in! Calling in! Got a guy hurt bad.
biometric token to Madame Carlyle's daughter.
Rebecca. You need a mint, twat. Rebecca? Yes. She's insistent, that one. She kept asking all kinds of questions. Who had the other one? Why I gave it to her, that sort of thing. You did make sure she didn't see you give the other one to the butler?
Of course.
So, how long have you been working?
About a month.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm ready to see the crime scene.
Very well, Mr. Whitman. If you'll follow me, sir.
I don't like dancing.
What about restaurants? Do you like food?
I feel obliged to point out that current affairs surrounding Madame Carlyle are of a delicate nature. You may be familiar with the recent announcement of her death. You will probably learn that a staged funeral is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Madame's children were not informed until this morning that their mother was in fact not dead at all. So please bear with them if they seem affected by the rather unusual situation. I trust I do not need to remind you that there will be consequences if word gets out that Madame Carlyle is still alive.
I'll consider her dead when I leave.
Before you inspect the crime scene, I will tell you this. The case concerns the death of Mr. Zachary, Madame Carlyle's younger brother.
You faced great
He was found dead in
obstacles
his bed
too,
this morning.
I know.
The door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room.
It is my duty.
However, Madame Carlyle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life. I've prepared some information for you, so please do come and see me when you've finished your investigation of the crime scene. This is Mr. Zachary's room, to my right.
A locked room murder mystery, 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this. Why don't you use your camera to scan the dead body, 47?
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock last night.
You do know your poisons, 47. Zachary was shopping for new Wellingtons last night. Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal.
A hidden door.
It's a secret passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside. A photocopy of the floor plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the staff were off duty. And Madame Carlyle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madame's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here is the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take...
So how does one solve a murder mystery,
Mr.
47?
Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmer.
Motive, means, and opportunity, I believe. May I suggest you ask the suspects for alibis? Or perhaps do you prefer searching the manor for clues first?
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmer, you have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me when you do.
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmer, you have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me when you do. How's everything coming along, Elaine?
Very well, Mr. Fernsby.
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmer, you have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me when you do.
Very well, Mr. Fernsby.
Make sure you focus on your work.
I will.
I don't need one more maid crying in the kitchen. So watch yourself around young Mr. Patrick.
Don't worry about me.
How tall are you? You could be a model, you know.
Right.
I'm serious. I have a friend who's a model. She says that's the sweet, sweet life. You should come and stay at my place in London. We can have her come over. Give you some tips.
I'm quite happy here, thanks.
Patrick Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, shit, it's that sneaky butler, isn't it? He ratted me out. Elaine, give us some privacy, would you? Don't tell Mother, okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie, for an evening stroll. I mean, how the fuck am I expected to cope for an entire weekend in this shithole? I'm bored out of my mind. If that's all, I think I'll get back to my slow death by boredom.
What did you think of Zachary?
Creepy as hell. No ambition. Imagine deciding to live in a museum. You know, Father says Zachary and Alexia used to be two of a kind. He had a great future ahead of him, then suddenly, he just gave up everything. What an idiot. Thank God Daddy chose looks and brains over pedigree when he married Mummy. I don't have to worry about the inbreeding so customary in these circles. So, is that it?
Relaxed. I wish you'd take things more seriously.
What are you going on about now?
This whole situation isn't normal. How do you think it affects Patrick? He must...
You're invading my personal space, sir.
This whole situation isn't normal. How do you think it affects Patrick? He must be so confused. I don't like how Alexa's way of running things impacts our son.
Patrick? His only concern right now is boredom. He's too young to appreciate the spectacle of mother screwing up.
He's worried about something. A mother knows. This concerns his future as well. All this will be his someday.
Exactly. He has nothing to worry about.
Emma Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Anything else you want to know?
How did you feel about Zachary?
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. But how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Is that all?
Gregory Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Is that all? Not very...
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle, but who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Anything else you want to pry from my intricate intellect?
Rebecca Carlyle, can you tell me about yesterday evening?
We don't really see much of each other, my brothers and I. I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then, it's not like we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 9:15. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange. You know, I bet she was making lists for changes needing to be done once she gets her hands on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast. Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer? I do have a lot to see to.
Tell me about Zachary. Did he act strange last night?
You know, now you mention it, he was a lot more chatty than usual. He wanted to know about my connections in the publishing business. Apparently, a friend of his is writing a book, which strikes me as very peculiar. I didn't think he had any friends. Is there anything else you want to ask me? hell did that happen? No? We all tried it. I gave it to her. I was there. It was no right. Right, you go to their office and ask the sheriff.
This is it, Emma. Girl, woman, looks mad. 28, intimate picture, sexual character for minister. You know he used to fancy my sister.
You're giving me a headache.
I haven't had pleasure.
She gets planned up when I try to get an explanation.
Professor Edward Carlyle, can you tell me your whereabouts for last night?
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'll never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30. If that's all, I have a speech to write.
Can you tell me about Zachary's behavior last night?
I certainly didn't expect him to commit suicide. Sure, he was upset by Mother's supposed death. We were. But he seemed more engaged than usual. You should ask Rebecca. They had a long talk. Did you know that he hadn't left Thornbridge Manor in nearly 50 years? His plants, Mother, and the staff, all the company he had. Anything else I can do to help?
First, Zachary's sudden death is a great tragedy, but also a great inconvenience, as it happened just now. I'm dealing with the situation in a discreet and efficient way, and I expect your cooperation in all related matters. Secondly, the arranged funeral event tomorrow will take place as planned. No one can know that I am still alive. I expect you all to act your part. Last, as you all know, I have a lot on my plate and need to focus on sorting everything out, so please do not disturb me with your petty concerns. You are all adults, and as part of the elite, you will eventually have to deal with difficult situations like this. It comes late for most of you, but this is a chance for you to show what you are made of. That will be all.
What an exit. Old bag's got style. Show what you're made of. Edward, this is your chance.
Oh, God. I have to finish that eulogy.
Mother, I want to know what is going on.
Not now, Rebecca. I thought I made that clear.
Yes, now. Something's really wrong. I started digging and I can see that a lot of our mandates are void. Financial decisions revoked and a freeze on
Rebecca.
And then you give me that token for the vault in London. but only one of two. You need to explain.
The token for the bank vault is just a contingency measure.
Rebecca, do you see this about old Watley?
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary?
You mean apart from the fact we came here to bury our mother and she shows up alive and kicking? Zachary found dead in his bed this morning? Or perhaps that the planned funeral is still taking place and I have to do the eulogy? And Mother will surely have strong opinion on it afterwards. I can't breathe. Excuse me.
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmer, you have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me when you do.
Alice tell you what Emma did when she arrived?
How are things coming along inside? Is everything ready for tomorrow?
You're not gossiping, Ethel.
No, Mr. Fernsby.
Good.
It's just that dreadful woman, Emma.
I never thought of it that way. Oh, God.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Any strangers outside the house?
No, we saw no one outside. Except Patrick's mother, Emma. We were sitting on the bench behind the greenhouse talking when she came out and we had to hide. You won't tell her about me and Patrick, will you?
Yes, Mr.
She'd insist Madame Carlyle fire me. I'm sure of it.
Too right she will. She's always going on about how things will change once she's in charge of Thornbridge Manor.
I shouldn't gossip.
Make sure the gardening tools
You're
are put
giving
away
me a bit of
before
anxiety,
tomorrow.
sir.
I promise the garden will be in good shape.
Scolded Mary for not making the bed the way she prefers it. It's so unfair.
I trust you'll have all the trimming done by tomorrow.
All will be neat and tidy.
I tried to tell her that, and do you know what she said? She said, things will change around here. I can promise you that.
Her son Patrick is just as bad. Look at Rosie. He has no respect. Praying for girls like that. I can't deal with all this pretend funeral stuff just now. I know I have to, but Amy thinks she might be pregnant. I'm going to be a dad.
You'll be fine, Robbie. Kids are great.
Single spontaneous caress. Right. I did remember.
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing, really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
Anything else you feel like mentioning?
I may be wrong, but I saw Mr. Fernsby, the butler, leave Zachary's room early this afternoon. And he seemed a bit startled when he saw me in the hallway. It's probably nothing. Oh, and one more thing. Please be kind to Edward. He can only take so much.
Come have a drink with me, sis. I can give you some advice on how to relax.
Did you see anything suspicious last night?
No. I reckon Zachary topped himself. I know I would have. Or perhaps Mr. Fernsby. I don't like him. He could have done it.
Up.
Weird.
Wow.
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmer, you have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me when you do.
Greetings, sir.
Have you ever
Actually,
put a pin in it?
yeah, I should let
Sorry.
you go.
Stay away from me, sir. You could get hurt.
That door leads to Emma and Gregory's room.
I should get back to you. Right.
sir. It all checked out.
Sorry, but I think I...
Oh, no,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Hello there, sir.
That is the door to Rebecca's room.
Did you want to check on that undertaker's charges? I got word he's upset with Madame Carlyle.
Excuse me, sir. Seems like you're not cleared to come through here. Sorry.
Just keep calm.
Aaron Ford Jr. called. Yes, I'm still here. It doesn't exist. What do you mean it doesn't exist? Right. I'll double check and get back to you.
This all confirms that Arthur Edwards stole everything from Madame Carlyle. Perhaps you should let her know how bad it is, 47.
What?
You know, you should really check up with your own financial affairs to make sure they're not affected by this whole mess.
Let's agree.
Anything to report?
Nothing to report. That American lawyer in the small office, did you check his travel documents?
I did, sir. It all checked out.
Interesting stories.
No, you
Mr.
should
Fernsby
probably...
might... All right,
yeah.
later.
My perfect mother.
Who am I kidding? He's probably not going to
How are you today, sir?
Let's talk about real family affairs. How's it going with that mother of yours? Still rocking the spinster lifestyle? Come, sit down.
Mind your own business.
Maybe we should get back to... yeah.
Alexa Carlyle again. Don, this is how the lab...
toast to my mother, the living dead.
Will you check up with your own financial affairs to make sure they're not affected by this whole mess?
Tempted.
Rosie thinks she's in love with young Patrick. I mean, that's a breaking heart happening if I ever saw one.
Life can be tough sometimes.
Alexa back from the dead, a make-believe funeral, a murder mystery.
I wasn't in when Madame Carlyle showed up this morning. I'm sure my heart would have jumped right out of my chest.
I didn't see it either, but it was still quite a shock. Her coming back from the grave.
And the family have to pretend you're dead. Some of them not happy about that.
Please stay back.
Security detail at a staged funeral event tomorrow. That'll be a first for me.
I hope I can keep a straight face. It's not funny at all. Something bad must have happened to Madame Carlyle. Full of stuff. She's a great woman. Not strong, intelligent.
Madame Carlyle wants to inspect the arrangements for the staged funeral tomorrow. What's the delay?
It's the birds. They're making a racket, droppings everywhere. The Undertaker wants them gone before he'll see Madame Carlyle. He's in a right state. So unless you want to take on the birds, I suggest you stay clear of him.
Oh, no, my aim's horrible.
Madame Carlyle is still going ahead with her staged funeral tomorrow, and she wants to inspect the arrangements. How about it, 47? You feel up to giving her the grand tour of her final resting place?
Safer for everyone if I just wait here till he says he's ready for Madam.
This may be any other day for you, but for me, this is highly irregular.
Just doing my job.
I need to work on my aim. I'll never get rid of those stupid birds.
Maybe hurry up a bit if you wanted to be done before it.
Oh no! What?
Can you go and see what on earth that was?
I'm ready to show Madame Carlyle the funeral arrangements.
You got rid of the birds?
Yes.
Perfect. I'll let her know. Mr. Parsons is ready to see Madame Carlyle.
Do you mind? You're really pissing me off. Can you just leave me alone?
Well done, 47. Madame Carlyle is on her way. I wonder how she will like her final resting ground.
Mr. Parsons, I don't like to be kept waiting. I trust we can be efficient now I'm here.
I can be very efficient, Madame Carlyle.
What's that picture of me doing here? What an awful idea. I want it removed before the ceremony tomorrow. I must say I don't care much for the choice of flowers either. I need a moment to consider what I want. What's that podium? I find that having family members do the eulogy is more often than not a toe-cringing affair. I've never understood the need to publicly display grief. A person died. Most natural thing in the world. No need to make an emotional spectacle of it. I hope you haven't planned for one of those.
No, I prefer to keep it simple.
And the gravestone. Granite. Solid. No fuss. I like it. Well done, Mr. Parsons. I approve. So, to sum up, I expect you to remove my picture from the memorial. That was an absolutely horrendous idea. Very unfit for these historical surroundings. This...
That's Madame Carlyle taken care of. Time to get the file on Arthur Edwards.
Where's Madame Carlyle?
What's up?
doubt that's true, though.
No, he was here when the safe in Madame Carlisle was
A safe in Madame Carlisle's office. I bet that's where she keeps the file on Arthur Edwards.
Can you please sit down again?
Yes.
If I could just think of something interesting to say during the shoot to grab Rebecca's attention. I had planned to offer her comfort, but now that Madame Carlisle isn't dead after all, I know we're not supposed to talk about it, but what's that whole thing about anyway?
Oh, my lips are sealed. Oh, not that I know anything. And you better keep your mouth shut too if you know what's good for you.
I feel you are violating my personal space? Finally, all set up. Will you let the family know, please?
Perfect. They'll be right down.
Do you mind? I need to be left alone, okay?
Hello, sir.
I don't believe for a second that Zachary committed suicide. We'd only just run through his plan for the spring seedlings yesterday.
Yes, sure. But he was upset believing his sister was dead.
I'd say worried about how things would be handled with Gregory and Emma taking over. I said they let him stay here, but Ethel was sure Emma would throw him out. First chance she got.
I was just
Now we'll never know.
about You've got to be kidding. Not much of a life, is it?
Well, anyway, I'll be outside if you need me. If you'd excuse me.
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad.
Got a situation.
I suppose he realized that he...
Hey, sir. Stop fiddling with that. Don't even think about it, buddy. Okay, that's it. Stay right there.
I go, John.
I don't believe for a second that Zachary committed suicide. We'd only just run through his plan for the spring seedlings yesterday.
Yes, sure. But he was upset believing his sister was dead.
I'd say worried about how things would be handled with Gregory and Emma taking over. I said they let him stay here, but Ethel was sure Emma would throw him out. First chance she got. Now we'll never know.
Hello, sir. I will never again meet someone like that. Bad things will happen to this rare blood.
Come on, I understand why you're so upset. It's such a shock to all of us.
Emma Carlyle in the greenhouse. How curious.
Emma Carlyle.
Oh, you startled me. I was just, I don't know, thinking about Zachary. He spent most of his life in here with these plants. Not much of a life, is it? Well, anyway, I'll be outside if you need me. If you'd excuse me.
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
Broken lab equipment. It looks like it was recently used, though.
Now Zachary woke in. They were...
So many of us in, we'll get everything we plan for the next few months done in 3 days. Is this bad?
Long time no see.
No time to wait. Not like Madam Carlo. Desperate time, desperate moment.
The 41 guests will attend the funeral tomorrow. There's still a lot to see to, but we're in good time, I think.
A fake funeral tomorrow?
Painkillers. Lethal if you use enough of them.
But not the poison used to kill Zachary. Of course, Madam Carlyle doesn't know that. Are you considering to frame the butler, 47? Zachary's diary. This is big. He was about to confess to the world that he and Alexa murdered their older brother Montgomery 46 years ago. And apparently, Mr. Fernsby helped make the murder look like an accident. And 47, The handwriting doesn't match the suicide letter in his room, proving he didn't write it himself. Mr. Fernsby clearly didn't commit the murder, but I think you have enough evidence to convince Madame Carlyle he did. Maybe you should tell him you are ready to present your findings. Unless, of course, you want to do some more detecting, 47?
I'm ready to present my conclusion to Madame Carlyle.
Very well. If you'll follow me, sir.
Sup?
All right there.
This is Madame Carlyle's office. Please step inside.
Hi.
Peculiar icons above the safe. I wonder if they might be some sort of a code. Maybe have a look around the office, 47. Mission complete. Well done, 47.
Not that I'm aware. I can't forget his eyes. They were so swollen, it didn't even look like Zachary. I've never seen a dead body before.
Greetings, sir.
Wilkinson accused of sordid affair with personal assistant.
They're everywhere. Go, get out! It's the Constantine. Shit!